At guard from Maiden, number 4, Maddie Horst. At forward from London, we're number 13, Victoria Hine. Also from London, at guard, number 11, Mackenzie Boothledge. And at guard, the captain, number 9, Caroline Walensky.
Welcome to Alumni Hall on this Saturday evening. We have women's basketball for you. The Laurentian Voyagers are in town to take on your Western Mustangs women's team. One of the hottest teams in the OUA. Our girls are on an 8-game win streak, and they come into this game against the Voyagers team who just came off a tough loss to the Windsor Lancers. And the game is underway. I'm joined by Katrina Squazin. And Katrina, I think it'd be safe to say that Laurentian has their work cut out for them today.
They do indeed. Western riding that hot 8-game win streak, looking for their 9th win in a row tonight.
Ball goes out of bounds off of Danielle Harris. Harris, one of the top scorers on this team. She averages 14.5 points per game. Her and Adrian Morrow, they are their key players on this Voyagers team. This is the first and only meeting of the regular season between these two teams. They played once in preseason back on October 3rd at Medway High School, and Western won that game 67-56, despite Laurentian actually leading at halftime. Morrow had 25 points at half, and the Western Mustangs are looking to not let anybody leading at this point in this game. Shot clock winding down. Voyagers trying to get a shot off. It's Henry. No dice. Mustangs get the ball back. 0-0 is the score so far. Western had a nice win last night against Nipissing, a little closer than we expected.
Western took that game 72-59. Good game here at Western that we showed last night. Maddie Horst had 14 points in that game. She had one of her best games of the season last game, I thought.
She had an excellent game, to say the least. Caroline Walensky's pass that was intended for Maddie Horst, rather, was just chipped out of bounds, and the Mustangs had the ball back with the shot clock down to 6 seconds. Here's Walensky at the top of the three-point line. Walensky shaking, shooting. Ooh, an air ball. And that will go out of bounds, and the Voyagers will get the ball back. The Voyagers were never really in the game last night in Windsor. Morrow had 9 points. Emily Tinnis had 8 off the bench. As Henry will go to the line now to shoot 2 free throws. Danielle Harris, one of the best players on this Laurentian team, had arguably her worst performance of the season last night. She scored a measly 2 points on 1 of 15 shooting from the field. Katrina, we got to look for her to have a breakout game today. She is not known for those kind of games. And there appears to be some technical difficulties on the court at Alumni Hall right now.
Already, Henry at the line for 2.
And we think they have them sorted out now. Henry. She goes to the line now. And she connects on the first one. Only a 58% free throw shooter on the year. Henry, the 3rd leading scorer on the team with 7.1 points per game in about 23 minutes of action. And she makes the second one. So the Voyagers are the first to get themselves on the scoreboard 2-0 early on here. And Meredith McLeod into the game right away. Brian Chan continues that trend. Victoria Hine back in the starting lineup this game after sitting last one. She's in the place of Alex Van Heeswick, and there's Victoria Hine going to the bucket. And she did not catch up to her steps. A call for traveling. She had a good open lane. Had a Laurentian Voyager defender in her way. had a couple steps to take, and she took one too many. But that doesn't matter. The Mustangs get the ball back. Here's Caroline Walensky. Maddie Horst on the wing. Horst looking for an opening. McLeod squaring up. Good defense by the Voyageurs. Forcing Puklich baseline. Horst, shot clock winding down. McLeod for three. Off. Good rebound by Puklich. No rebounder near her. And the Mustangs catch a break as Puklich is wide open underneath the basket.
Some nice nifty passing on that play. Didn't get the first shot to sink, but Puklich there to clean up the trash.
And some more steps too many. This time, the travel charge to the Laurentian Voyagers. The Voyageurs went 8-11 last season, and with both Morrow and Harris back, they have big expectations for this year coming in. They are only 3-10 on the season and are currently riding a 5-game losing streak, including a heartbreaking loss last weekend at Toronto. They saw that game go right before their hands as Victoria Hine gets her first basket of the game. An easy one underneath. Here's the Mustangs. Maddie Horst in transition. Ball trickles off her knee and out of bounds. She was looking up the whole time.
It was a nice steal by Victoria Hine to give Western that opportunity there.
Harris. Henry driving. Right bank shot in the lane. And the Voyageurs will not full court press to the same extent as the Nipissing Lakers did last night. They'll let the Mustangs advance the ball up the court. Here's Maddie Horst on the perimeter. Puklich with a lot of room for a jump shot off and pulled down by Harris. Laurentian pushing things up the other way. Harris cutting in. The ball remains in the hands of the Voyageurs in the second travel of the game for them. That time, Rachel McLean, the Sault Ste. Marie veteran, gets called with a travel. Voyageurs just seem to be a little excited out there.
A little bit, making some substitutions there to get some fresh legs into the game.
Walensky looking for an open teammate. Puklich with some good coverage by the Voyageurs. Here's Victoria Hine. Walensky stumbles over the half-court line. Shot clock winding down. Puklich, McLeod in the corner. A good fake. Driving all the way to the basket, and she draws the foul. You've got to love the aggression there by McLeod. She put her shoulder right into the Voyageur defender, and you guys knew the whole time she was going to draw a foul.
It was a nice stutter step that she had right before she drove to the basket. Good patience there by McLeod.
And McLeod connects on the first. That will put the Mustangs ahead by 1. And McLeod makes the same on the second. Turnover at half. The Voyageurs recover it. 2-on-1. It's bodies scrambling around the floor. Morrow could not get that layup to fall. And the ball will remain in the hands of the Laurentian Voyageurs.
Good aggression by Hine there in the paint to try and bring that ball down, but just came up a little bit short.
Here's Puklich. And she can't get that one to fall from an awkward angle underneath, and Caroline Walensky will get called for a foul there.
Mustang penalty number 9, Caroline Walensky, her first personal, second team foul.
Voyageurs inbound the ball, and the Mustangs, they're going to apply a little bit of pressure in the full court, but they'll resume play, and a little bit too aggressive from the Voyagers, and the Mustangs get the ball back.
Neither team being able to generate too much offense in this first quarter. Both teams have had some chances right beneath the basket to put some easy shots in the net that I'm sure that they would like back.
Second team foul. Danielle Harris back in the game for the Voyagers.
Voyagers, this year they are without second team OUA All-Star Devonne Bryce. Bryce led them in all offensive categories last year. Here's Puklich underneath, spinning off the glass. Nope. Victoria Hines, she'll go back up and she'll get a chance to make it a three-point play. Devonne Bryce, as I was mentioning, she led the Voyagers last season in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. And without her, they are relying heavily on Morrow and Harris. And after the game Harris had last night, she's looking to make amends. Good rebound by Maddie Horst to keep the ball alive in the Voyager end. Shot clock winding down. Victoria Hine with her back to the basket. A beautiful backdoor cut from Molinsky. Textbook. 10-4 Mustangs. And a turnover out of bounds on Harris. The purple and white are starting to get in a bit of a groove.
Shante Henry back in for Laurentian.
We're starting to see Western make some nice passes down low as we saw on that last play, and that's what Western needs to continue to do for the rest of this first quarter.
Hine for three. And that's off, kept in by Harris, right back into the hands of Caroline Walensky. Walensky to Horst. The ball not able to stay in anybody's hands. And Walensky has the shot clock winding down again in her hands. To Hine, to Walensky for three. It's good. Caroline Walensky. As the shot clock buzzes down, Mustangs up by 9, 13-4. And we will go to a timeout and we'll be back for you right here on Mustangs TV after this.
Official storage and preferred mover, Western University, looking for a smooth move on or off the court.
We're back at Alumni Hall, 13-4 Western early on in this game. Joined by Katrina Squaz, and Katrina, Western in the last couple minutes playing some good basketball.
They've been having a lot more patience with the ball this last half of the first quarter as the first quarter is winding down. Letting the shot clock wind down, not being in a rush to get the shot off, and it's been paying off for them.
Voyagers advancing up the court. It's Forrestel. There's Harris driving, going on her left. Too much mustard on that one. They retain possession. Shot clock winding down. It's Harris, guarded by McLeod. Harris called for a double dribble. She had a screen from Rachel McLean, but she couldn't use it in time. And that's some great looking defense from Meredith McLeod. We continue to see the growth of her as a player. In last night's game, Meredith McLeod had played in 17 minutes and had one three-pointer. Hine, shot clock winding down. Puklich for three. She'll knock it down from downtown. Western 16, Laurentian 4. And then turn it over. Western has the ball again. Puklich going all the way. McLeod. Walensky driving in the lane. Bounce pass down to Victoria Hine. That's a good looking play.
Western's had some nice heads-up plays in the last half of the second quarter. They're finding the open man under the net.
And another turnover committed by the Voyagers in the hands of Caroline Walensky. She's got Puklich. Laura Graham at the top of the three-point line. She'll find Walensky on the wing. Walensky back to Hine. Hine to Puklich. Puklich for three. Off. Rebounded by McLeod. Lots of guards on the floor right now for the Mustangs. Julia Kern is off. Hine's the only forward on the floor. Shot clock winding down for Caroline Walensky. Walensky, stutter step. Fakes. Backdoor cut intended. The pass for Puklich, but Puklich, the pass is cut off, and it's back in the hands of the Laurentian Voyagers. Voyagers backing down. McLean, and she can't get that one to fall. It's been a while since the Voyagers have got a ball in the bucket. McLeod. Hine and Graham. Mustangs, lots of good ball movement. No, not much underneath. Walensky for three. That one's off. Good rebounded by Meredith McLeod. And she shoots up a bit of a prayer. Doesn't go in. But look at this defense by McLeod. She is right up in the grill of Emily Tinnis.
She is being tenacious on defense. Just a very strong defender.
She is, and Harris will try one from three-point land. It won't connect. Puklich, she's got a Harris right up in her face. She's looking for an open Mustang defender, and a jump ball is called. The arrow is pointing in the Mustangs' favor. They will retain the ball, and the Laurentian Voyagers are going to put on a whole slate of substitutions. The Voyagers, they rely so heavily in their scoring from Morrow and Harris. And if you have those players not shooting the ball particularly well, it's tough for your team to progress.
Morrow averages about 14.6 points per game, which is 12th in the OUA, and she is this team's leading scorer.
And the ball back in the hands of Mackenzie Puklich. Puklich. Graham, she's going to shoot for three. Off, but good rebound there by Constantino. Constantino, she's seen extended minutes in the past few games for the Western Mustangs. And we saw a good play from her last night. She gets just over 9 minutes per game and just around 1 point per game as well.
And it's aggressive plays like that why she has been getting a little more playing time.
It's her rebounding that Brian Chang is very pleased about. Laura Graham with a near steal. She'll control the ball, but there's a foul called on the ground. And Morrow is called for the foul. Adrienne Morrow, she's the fourth best in the province at shooting the three ball and has excellent numbers from all places on the floor. She played only 21 minutes in last night's game, and as the clock winding down in the first quarter, there's 3 seconds left. Voyagers for three, off, rebound, and that will do it after one. It's 18-4, and Western is rolling, and they are playing good basketball.
If I'm Laurentian's coach right now, I would be telling them to try and put those shots in under the basket. Laurentian's had a few chances where they should have had some easy too, so that's something that they'll want to work on in the second quarter.
That's right, and we'll have the second quarter for you right after this on Mustangs TV.
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander?
Yep.
Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No.
Backup camera, like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
1 or 2 eyes? It has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
Welcome back to Alumni Hall. 18-4 in Western's favor over the Laurentian Voyagers. And Katrina, the Laurentian Voyagers, they've been not able to really hold on to the ball so far in this game.
If they want a chance to get back into this game, they're going to have to try and limit their turnovers from here on out. They had 11 in that first quarter compared to Western's 4.
And they only got 8 shots off, 1 for 8 from the field as Maddie Horst connects on a beautiful floater in the lane. We're seeing lots of confidence from that young lady on the court. Voyagers pushing the ball to the outside. A three-pointer is finally good from Morrow. The first player to score not named LaShante Henry is Adrienne Morrow. It's 27 for the Mustangs. Walensky, she's got some room to breathe, and she goes right to the basket, and she'll go for 2 points here at the free throw line.
Laurentian foul number 11, Mackenzie Robinson, her first, team first.
Good aggressive play by Walensky there, driving that lane, going up.
Caroline Walensky will make no mistake on the first one. She's done a bit of a couple games where she hasn't played her most offensively elevating basketball. She had 6 points in last night's game on 3 from 9 from the field. And in the game last weekend, she only had 5 points on 2 of 14 shooting against Laurier in 38 minutes on the weekend. She's been doing it in other areas, though. She had 11 rebounds, a season high, against Laurier last weekend, and she's been a great facilitator on the court. But I am waiting for Caroline Walensky to break out. Shot clock winding down for the Voyagers. It is a drive from Robinson. Robinson to the bucket, and she buries that one. 22-9 Mustangs.
If Laurentian wants to get back to this game, that's what they have to do more often. They have to find those lanes, and they have to drive to the net and put in those twos.
Walensky, she's going to go right to the basket. Oh, that was nice.
Walensky saying, whatever you can do, I can do better.
Well, the Mustangs are having her take the ball up the court right now. She's a very capable point guard, but normally they like her off the ball, but they're liking the aggression from Maddie Horst, it appears, and they're working her away from the ball, trying to get her open, and Caroline Walensky plays very well at the top of the three-point line, and she is bringing the ball up the court right now. There's Maddie Horst on the rush. She's got room to go. She's going to go to the basket, and the foul. Caroline Walensky to Maddie Horst. Maddie Horst with a chance now to make it a three-point play.
Horst has been on fire lately. She had 14 points last night in Western's win over Nipissing. She averages about 11.4 points a game, but last night a little bit above that average, and maybe able to do it again here tonight.
Well, it's not just her scoring, it's been her playmaking and the tangibles on the floor. She's the first one to jump on a loose ball as Morrow. Yeah, she can shoot the three as well. That's her second of the game from the distance. It's 27-11. Bounce pass, beautiful from Caroline Walensky, down low to Victoria Hine. That one just falls off. It's Julia Curran, not Victoria Hine. Victoria Hine's off the court. Julia Curran, she's back in the game. She hasn't played so much far today. In the break, it's Laux. Oh, she looks good in the fast break.
Good heads-up play by Walensky to find her breaking down the court there.
Another turnover by the Voyagers. Seems to be the story early on. Maddie Horst, the ball a little bit out of her hands. She's going to drive baseline. Laux for three. No good. Rebound corralled by the Voyagers. Ball in the hands of Danielle Harris.
Laurentian foul number 13. Nicole Eccles, her first, team third. Meredith McLeod checks back in for your Mustangs. LaShante Henry, Emily Timms.
Western doing a good job this game of anticipating where the ball is going to go. They've been cutting off some passes, they've been creating turnovers, and that's why they have the lead right now. It's been a big part of their game.
Caroline Walensky will call the shots on offense for the Mustangs. Meredith McLeod with a long launch pass over to Laux and ends up back to Laux for three, and she misses her second one on consecutive possessions. You gotta like the confidence from Sam Laux. She's getting in the game and she's being aggressive. She had that beautiful layup in the transition, and she's got open three-point shots. You might as well take them. Inbound to Puklich. Walensky, she's gonna fire for three, and that's off from her. Rebound corralled by Tinnis. Tinnis calling out a play on offense for the Lady V's. Morrow off, and it is Zulik falling to her knees. She definitely earned those free throws. We'll see if she can convert them at the line.
Her first, team second. Maddie Horston.
Western and Laurentian have a history of close games. Last year when they faced each other, almost a year ago today on February 7th, it was a nail biter, but Laurentian came away with the win 60-59.
Well, the Voyagers not faring as well as they would have intended after an 8-11 season last year. Sitting with just 3 wins right now. They had their first of 2016 against Nipissing. That was a 63-57 game, but all their games in the new year have been pretty far away, except for that heartbreaking game to Toronto last weekend. Shot clock winding down. It's Puklich. She's got 2 Voyager defenders on her. She's spinning all over the place, and she just wills her way to the basket there. Your Ontario leading scorer, Mackenzie Puklich, is elevating her game in all sorts of ways in the court. There's a three-pointer. That time, it's Zulich. Mustangs up by 10. Maddie Horst looking for an open player. Puklich, she'll fire from distance and she'll connect.
And that's why she leads the OUA in points per game this year. She just showed us right there. When you compare these two teams on paper, Western does have an advantage. They average 72 points a game, while Laurentian a little lower with 63 points.
Nobody to contest. Henry down low, a little bit of a miscommunication on defense by the Mustangs. Brian Chang not happy with that play. Horst for 3. Horst got it. Maddie Horst will give the Mustangs 37 points. They're up by 18 right now against the Lady V's. It's Tinnis driving to the hoop. She has Henry for the jump shot. Jump shot off. Rebounded by Mackenzie Puklich. Puklich looking ahead. She's got McLeod on the wing. Down low bounce pass to Victoria Hine. Hine puts the ball down. She's got Lady V's all over the place, and she can't hold on to it, but it will remain Mustangs ball. Graham and Curran coming back into the game, and as well, Alex Van Heeswick, who played pretty well in the place of Victoria Hine last game in the starting lineup.
Yep, some good shooting. Western, as a whole, as a team, they've been good in field goal this year at 41%.
Juliet Curran was fresh off the bench on that last play, and immediately off an inbound, she gets the ball and puts it back up under the net and makes the shot. 39-19 Western. They're playing great basketball, and it's been a busy week here at Western University for sports. We had volleyball action earlier today. Western's women's volleyball team, they're hot as well. 9 straight wins as they took a 3-set sweep over the York Lions. Their men's team also won. And so if the Western Mustangs women's basketball team can win today, they can keep pace with their acquaintances on the volleyball court, and they can both be nine games in a row. Wouldn't that be something?
We've got some great teams at Western here this year. Like you said, this Western women's basketball team looking for their 9th straight win. They're first in the West Division right now. They're 2 points ahead of their rivals, the Windsor Lancers.
The Windsor Lancers, of course, are playing against Nipissing this evening. We'll keep you up to date on the score in that game. The Lancers absolutely handed the Lady V's the game last night, 79-42.
Morrow had 9 points in that game for Windsor, but not able to generate a lot of offense against a tough Lancer squad yesterday, hoping to make some changes tonight.
Henry driving to the hoop, gets her own rebound. She's back on the baseline, and she's falling to her feet, and the pass that was intended for the Laurentian Voyagers, Megan Forrestal, is cut off, but it will remain in Voyagers. There's Zulik. She can't get that one to fall. Maddie Horst, Laura Graham. Western going to their bench much earlier than previous seasons. They really like what the rotation players are giving for them. Horst with a bounce pass all the way back to the top of the three-point line to Graham. Graham stumbling to her feet. She's got 2 Voyagers around her, and it will be a jump ball in the Voyagers' favor. Henry looking and finding Forrestal. Forrestal misses, and Graham, she's gonna try to out-hustle Henry here, and she will get Henry's respect to back off from her. She's got Horst on the wing. They're playing. Horst aloft the ball. Backdoor cut to Laura Graham. How about that? The Mustangs are executing the give and go like it's nobody's business.
And one of the great things that Western has been doing this game is they've really been keeping their heads up. They've been able to find that cutter going to the basket.
Shot clock winding down. Henry, backdoor cut to Morrow. Morrow just misses that one. Morrow underneath, and she will knock that one off the glass and in. So effective for players to have that ability to score underneath the baseline, because you can position your body so it's really hard for a defensive player to contest your shot. And Morrow just showed that right in that possession. Kuglich unsuccessful on the three-point attempt. Fighting for the ball. She can't contain it. It ends up for the Laurentian Voyagers back the other way. Henry thinks about driving. She's going to look for her player. It's Tinnis on the left side. Forrestal, she's got all sorts of room, and she buries a beauty, just slicing and dicing through the Mustangs defense.
Really spreading out her steps there to make it to the basket.
Julia Curran, she hasn't been super active on the scoreboard today, but she's been playing some of her best basketball this season. And that is going to be 2 free throws. Mustangs players thought that should have been a charge, as Emily Tinnis came into that one with all sorts of momentum, really out of control. It's currently 41-23 for Western, and Tinnis will look to extend this Voyagers point total, and she misses her first one.
Tinnis had 8 points for Laurentian yesterday against Windsor, coming off the bench, and she's been a good player for them this year.
She has been. Julia Curran, she scored 7 points in last night's game, and her double-double streak of the 2 games before has been put to a halt, but look for her to be active here today. Right idea by Maddie Horst. Looking for a give-and-go pass to Victoria Hine. Just the ball a little bit too far ahead of Hine steps.
Western has had a lot of success today, finding players cutting towards the net, trying to do that again, but just didn't work out.
Mustangs, a minute to go in the second quarter. Caroline Walensky has Julia Curran at the right elbow. Curran not even in a position that she could have shot the ball in that possession. Really looking to pass the ball. Horst driving. Horst missing. Rebounded by Curran. Curran spinning around off the glass, and the ball bounces between the fingertips of Curran and Horst, but the ref says it's Mustangs' ball.
The crowd not too happy with that call. Thought it should be a Laurentian ball.
Glad to see that some Laurentian Voyagers fans have come down. Speaking with the Voyagers coaches before this game, and they say they get a good few hundred fans to every single game in that tight community up north in Sudbury, Ontario. Certainly good to have for their program.
Laurentian foul number 7, Megan Forrestal.
Well, Laurentian last year had that 8-11 record.
Goes to the line.
Not as much success this year though at 3-10.
Curran can't make her first one from the free throw line. She dribbles the ball nice and low on her routine, and she can't make the second one either. Bit of a slump to start the game, Julia Curran. 36 seconds to go. It's 41-24 Western. Laurentian looking for an answer. It's Tinnis to Henry. Henry's guarded by Hine. Henry with a jump shot. No good. And Maddie Horst, she's been very active in this game today. Mainly for off the ball. She'll give the ball to Caroline Walensky to call out the shots. Walensky. She's got Hine open if she wants. Hine back to the basket, squaring up. Curran down low to Walensky, and that's a beauty. How about the passing today for the Western Mustangs? And that will do it for the half. Western leads 43-24, and it's everyone getting in the action in this one so far.
Western has to be happy with their passing today, especially down low, right near the basket. They've been able to find that cutter almost every single time.
Tins has 2 left.
And a foul right at the buzzer, as Tinnis is good on both free throws. So, folks, don't go anywhere yet. She will have a third free throw. A bit of a tough last play for Western to foul at the very end. You don't want to do that ever in a game when the shot clock's winding down to intentionally foul. I mean, it was a bit of a prayer 3-point shot, and Tinnis made all 3 shots. So at halftime, 43-27 Western. Leading the way is Caroline Walensky with 11 points. Mackenzie Puklich has 10, and Adrienne Morrow has 8 points for the Laurentian Voyagers. We'll be back with second half action on Mustangs TV.
It's game day. Today, tomorrow, every day. And game face is our only face. We're not normal. Normal doesn't run everywhere or take a stopwatch to everything. Normal doesn't dedicate itself to never letting its customers down. Not a single one. Never. Ever. Ever. Normal doesn't live to beat the rush. Obsessed about out-the-door times? That's not normal. Counting pepperoni in your sleep? Not normal. Normal is average. Normal is ordinary. Normal is what people expect. Normal doesn't have pizza sauce flowing through its veins. The other guy is normal. That's why no one delivers like we do.
has just always been a passion of mine. It's something I've known I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. There was never anything that was going to stop me from coming to law school and from becoming a lawyer. My dad was always my number one support. Like all good parents, he wanted the things for his kids that he could never have. Being a student that has always demonstrated financial need, it's been difficult to feel like there's been somebody to help you, and for the first time when I received this money, it felt like somebody had given me a break. I don't know if there are words that could convey how grateful and how impactful their donation was and what it's done for me. It affects me every day in everything I do, in my school, in my personal life. Knowing that we would have this money changed both of our lives. Thank you for supporting Student Dreams.
What do I like best about Brescia? I love the light.
The values here are my values: compassion, creativity, empowerment.
I love it that we're all from different places, different backgrounds, and we're all women.
The campus is gorgeous, and there's something going on 24/7.
That's easy. Dr. Garcia. I wouldn't be headed to grad school if she hadn't inspired me to follow my dream from day one.
Brescia's got a deep-rooted history going back nearly 100 years, and yet what I'm studying is right on the edge.
For me, it's always been about my Brescia family.
I came to Brescia to discover my strengths.
The new residence is where my friends and I hang out and recharge.
In 2 minutes, I can cross the street and go from this intimate campus where I know everybody to one of the busiest universities in Canada.
I love living at Brescia and working out at Western.
These students, their passion for learning, their curiosity about the world, I learn from them every day.
I sleep well, I eat well, and I've never wanted to work so hard.
Studying at Brescia has given me the space to find myself and my voice.
What'll be your favorite thing about Brescia? Come and find out.
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander?
Yep.
Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No.
Backup camera, like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
One or two eyes? So it has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
After the final ball has flown, and the final catch made, and the last screaming fan has left the stadium, the ball is passed from one team member to the next so the players can sign their names. But of all the names, there is one on that ball that is perhaps the most important. That name is Wilson. Good luck this season.
Time. It lets us plan to dream, plan to learn, plan to succeed, plan to invest, plan to enjoy, plan to help, plan to leave to others. The Plan by Investors Group, helping you provide for the people you care about, now and over time.
the road trip. It's freedom. It's exploration. It's about new experiences. And this road trip has been brought to you by Pioneer Bonus Bucks.
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander? Yep. Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No.
Backup camera, like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
One or two eyes? It has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns, all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander?
Yep.
Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No.
Backup camera, like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
One or two eyes? It has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
are back at Alumni Hall, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Western Mustangs, Laurentian Voyagers, women's basketball action. Laurentian down to Western. Western has 43, Laurentian 27, and it's been a three-pronged attack early on for the Western Mustangs, led by Mackenzie Puklich, Caroline Walensky, and Maddie Horst, all unstoppable.
Western has to be happy with their offense. It's been a very balanced offense between those three players. Walensky leading the way with 11 points, Puklich adding 10 more, and Maddie Horst with 8 on the board. Another big part of the first half, one of the storylines has been the turnovers for the Voyagers. 11 in that first quarter. 15 overall compared to Western's 7 throughout the first 2 quarters. If Laurentian wants to get back in this game, they're going to have to limit those turnovers in the second half. But one of the bright spots for their game has been the three-point shooting from Adrienne Morrow. She is 2 for 3 from three-point land, so Laurentian's got to be happy about that.
That's right, and Western has got off 13 more shots from the field. They have taken 37 shots to Laurentian's 24, and as you mentioned, a big part of that is the turnovers. And Western, they've had more opportunities, and Laurentian hasn't. They've been cashing in on their three-pointers. They just got to keep taking more shots. They're also 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Like, they're shooting well from the field. So we will see if they can have an answer to this Western Mustangs. They're currently down by 16. Morrow has 8 points. And Zulich has 7. Western has defeated Windsor in hockey today. They won 5-1 at Alumni Hall. Your women's hockey team is in action tomorrow. We'll see if they can continue their hot streak after capturing CIS gold last season. That was quite a feat for the Western Mustangs women's hockey team, and they have not performed as well as last season, but they are still have a lot of those same players back, including goalie sensation Kelly Campbell. But that's on the ice. We're back on the court, and just like that, Victoria Hine, tic-tac-toe, she gets the Mustangs first on the board in the second half. It's 45-27 Western.
Western playing tough defense this game against this Laurentian team, limiting them to just 27 points through 2 quarters.
Henry misses a trickling floater, and Victoria Hine goes hard to the floor.
First, second. Team first.
Trying to bring down that rebound. Caroline Walensky, she's definitely improved from the past 2 games. She already has double digits in this one. There's a pass to Maddie Horst. Horst looking for Walensky. Walensky dribbling in the middle of the key. She's looking for a player. Horst will have to shoot the 3 ball. She does. It's off. Good rebound by Victoria Hine. Horst at the top of the 3-point line to Walensky. They're playing very well with Caroline Walensky on the ball and Horst off the ball. There's Horst between the legs on the baseline. Curran, she thinks about the 3-point shot. Not going to take it. And it's Puklich with a bit of a floater against the glass. That one doesn't fall. Here comes Laurentian. They're going to need a stronger effort from Danielle Harris, whose shooting woes continue. She's 0 for 3 so far in this game for 0 points. And look at this pick-off by Mackenzie Puklich. Puklich. Wow, that was good defense by Mackenzie Robinson to chase her down and not foul her.
Strong play by Robinson to hit the ball and not her hand. Tough thing to do on plays like that.
Definitely, and Puklich had separation. Not the quickest player on the Mustangs team, but still, she had room to go, and just better defense from Harris as Puklich can't convert the three-pointer. She's been aggressive, Danielle Harris, but she hasn't been able to find her shooting touch. It's been Henry. Henry off the glass. She'll get that one to go. The third-year player from Brampton. A key contributor on this Laurentian squad. She's 41% from the field on the season. And a bounce pass intended for Julia Curran from Maddie Horst. Not there. That's the second time this game Maddie Horst has made a bounce pass. Has been a little bit too far for her player, but I really like Horst off the ball and Walensky on the ball. They're both playing very well. You've got this aggression from Horst and this patience from Walensky. And there's Walensky with the steal. She's got Maddie Horst way ahead. Horst. She's got Curran if she wants. She's going to fake. Oh. And Horst was intending to pass that ball around the trailing Laurentian Voyager player, but she didn't look, and the player was right there, forcing the ball went off the bounds. But if she looked the other way, she had her teammate Curran trailing an easy basket. Nonetheless, Mustangs had the ball underneath.
She got a little too ahead of herself there. Knew what she wanted to do with the ball, but didn't have the chance to execute it.
Here's Horst. She'll shoot a three-pointer. It won't go, but a rebound. Fought for by Mackenzie Puklich, but she couldn't control as the ball went to the ground. And Mackenzie Robinson has the ball for the Voyagers. Henry. Morrow to Henry. Henry for the jump shot. And she gets fouled going up.
Mustangs foul. Number 7, Julia Curran.
Henry has been leading this Voyageurs offense today. She has that will to take the ball to the basket or pull up.
Henry contributing some good offense for the Voyagers in that first half. She had 6 points, just behind Morrow, who had 8 points in that first half for the Voyagers.
And she's good on the second. Mustangs up 16. Mustangs set up with a 1-4 offense, looking for their wing players to go around the post players underneath and get open. Caroline Walensky, 45-degree angle. She's got Horst underneath. Horst driving, kicking, looking for Meredith McLeod, who goes to the ground and try to keep that ball alive. And she gets called for a foul, but you gotta love the aggression from Meredith McLeod. Right off the bench and right on the ground.
Good defensive effort by McLeod to dive and try and capture that ball.
Maddie Horst just about had a near steal on Robinson. They finally do. Here's Puklich. Puklich misses that one. And Meredith McLeod tried to keep that in play. It's the second time now Mackenzie Puklich has had a layup with no man in front of her, but they can come behind to the side. And
good defensive play by Robinson there to prevent Puklich from getting that basket.
There's Adrian Morrow dialing up from long distance. Horst for three. Off. Rebounded by the other number 4. It's Emily Tinnis. Tinnis crosses over all the way to the left side of the court. She's screaming for the ball on the left side is Mackenzie Robinson. She wanted it. She didn't get it. But look who it is. It's none other than LaShante Henry's aggression, but it ends up Rachel McLean. But a good job by Henry to create that separation for McLean, and she is at the line for free throws.
A good play by Tinnis too before that. She showed her speed, driving the ball up the court to make that play happen.
And she will make the second one as well. One of the few statistics that the Voyageurs are better than the Western Mustangs is from the free throw line. 71% to the Western Mustangs, 69%. And with a few minutes left to go in the third quarter, we will go to a quick commercial and be back on Mustangs TV in a few.
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander? Yep. Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No, no.
Backup camera, like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
1 or 2 eyes? So it has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
.45 Western, 35 Laurentian. Timeout called, and both teams looking to regroup to finish this game off strong.
We haven't seen a lot of offense from Western so far. As we approach the midway point in this third quarter, they've only scored 1 basket. They entered this half with 43 points, just at 45 right now, and that you have to give credit to the Laurentian defense to hold them off so far in this quarter.
How about that play from Maddie Horst, the scooping that ball up against the glass, driving into defenders to give the Mustangs a 12-point lead.
Laurentian in a tough OUA North division. They're third in that division with 3 wins, and ahead of them are both Carleton and Ottawa. Ottawa U, the 8th ranked team in the country so far this year.
Puklich, she's gonna drive and thinks about shooting. She's got Maddie Horst open for a 3. Maddie Horst makes no mistakes. Back-to-back possessions for Maddie Horst. She is feeling it in this one. Robinson gets the ball to McLean, and it's back in their point guard, Emily Tinnis. Tinnis, shot clock winding down. Tinnis looking for a bounce pass to McLean. Kick ball by Victoria Hine. And in case you're wondering about that Nipissing-Windsor game, right now Windsor up 40-17 against the Nipissing Lakers down at the St. Denis Center. Guelph leads York 37-29. And Laurier up over Toronto 41-30. It's a steal. And Meredith McLeod, she's going to go all the way on the right side and stripped by Emily Tinnis. Just ripped that ball right out of her hands.
Good play by Tinnis, and good play before that by Puklich to anticipate where that ball was going and knock it ahead and create that opportunity for her teammate.
McLeod can't find anybody open on the Western Mustangs. Caroline Walensky has the ball. Walensky, quick exchange to McLeod, back in the hands of Walensky. Walensky has a screen set by Kern on the right, but she's going to go left off the glass, can't connect. Here's the Voyagers. It's Henry. Tinnis on the right baseline. She's got Horst who wants to force her baseline, and all sorts of separation for Henry. Great looking play from the Voyagers. As Henry, her ability to get open away from the ball, explosive nature is killing the Western Mustangs when she's on offense. Puklich down low to Julia Curran. She's been quiet today. She'll go to the line for free throws. Curran just 2 points on the day.
Number 8, Danielle Harris, her second, team third.
Again, it's a 3-prong attack for Western. Maddie Horst has 13, Caroline Walensky has 11, and Mackenzie Puklich has 10.
But look for Curran to try and contribute more during the second half. She averages about 8 points a game, so she's behind her average right now.
She is, and he was below it last night as well after being on a bit of a hot streak, and she makes that second free throw, put the Mustangs up by 14. And a pass way out of reach from Emily Tinnis.
Laura Graham's taking in for Maddie Horst.
Laurentian has dropped their past 5 games this season. Their last win came at the beginning of January against Nipissing, their North Division rivals, but they're looking to snap that 5-game win streak, their losing streak. They're hungry for a win.
Her first, team fourth.
And how sweet would it be if the Western Mustangs could extend this streak to 9 games? Can they keep riding that hot train, Katrina?
Well, the way they're playing now, there's a good chance that they can.
Laurentian foul number 8, Danielle Harris, her third personal.
Not as they haven't had as strong of a third quarter as they did a first half. That first half we saw them finding lanes. We saw players cutting towards the basket, and Western looking to do more of that as this game continues.
Laura Graham makes her first free throw. Western up 52-37 with 3:38 to go in the third quarter. Graham good on the second as well. Lots of great contributions from the Western Mustangs bench in the past couple of games. Brian Chang has to be happy with what he's getting from his bench players. Here's Henry, guarded by Kern. It's been a tough matchup for Kern today against Henry. Ball comes right near our table and into my hands. Just about knocking my laptop over, but that's okay. Western has the ball. Feels good to get that basketball back in your hands, you know, Katrina? It's been a long time.
I was having flashback to my high school basketball days there.
Oh, do those bring up good memories?
A lot of those memories are of me on the bench, but you know what? It was still good times. Part of it is just, part of the good memories are being with the team and just that team atmosphere, a big part of basketball.
Laura Graham, speaking of her defense on the last possession, yeah, she can play offense as well. Three-pointer from her, 56-37 Western. Yeah. And how about the defense here from Jamie Muir? Well contested. Julia Curran looking for a guard. She's got Henry all over her, but Curran, she's going to advance the ball up the court. Curran finds Walensky. Mustangs will keep this 1-4 offense. It seems to be working for them. They get those guards cutting through the key and finding openings on the wing. McLeod for 3. Got it. Meredith McLeod. 59-37 Western. Henry squaring up against Curran. In the corner, it's Tinnis. Tinnis crosses over against Graham. Graham, good job to stay with her, watching her feet. Going for the baseline layup. No good from Tinnis. Graham. Walensky advances it over the half court. A couple of new players had to come in for Western. And with Laurentian. Down low to Jamie Muir. Muir looking a little bit uncomfortable there, and the ball turns over. Three-pointer from Morrow, can't connect. And a chase there with Jamie Muir and the Voyagers, Megan Forrestel. It will be Western ball. And Maddie Horst bringing the ball up the court. She's got McLeod down low to Constantino. And a good second effort from Maddie Horst there. I've noticed Maddie Horst, she's not as responsible for the point guard duties in this game. She's been a lot closer to the basket. We noticed that last game too, that she's really willing to rebound. Clock winding down there. Horst had to get the ball off, and now it's a fast break for Morrow. Morrow driving to the hoop, and a charge is called against Laura Graham. Graham, she has been a spark off the bench for the Western Mustangs in her few minutes on in this quarter. It's 59-37 Western with just over a minute to play in the third quarter.
Well, Western definitely in control of this game. Look for them to show show patience in the offensive zone. They're in a situation where they don't have to try and force anything. We've saw them passing the ball around, trying to get the ball into a lot of different people's hands, and they're in a position where they can do that.
Constantino receives that pass from McLeod with a bit of trouble. The pass went right in the chest, and immediately she's swarmed by Lady V's. Fortunately, the Mustangs, she can escape that. And the ball back to the Mustangs. Timeout called by head coach Jason Hurley. No, it's not a timeout called. It's actually, he was calling that it should be Laurentian ball, and he's right. It's back in their hands. Voyagers good moving along the perimeter. Jump shot, no good. Western can't get the ball. Harris will fire up a three-pointer. She can't connect. Harris still scoreless on the game. She is in a slump right now.
Well, Laurentian trailing by 22 right now. Their chances of coming back in this game just seem to be getting slimmer and slimmer as the clock winds down.
Refs are looking for a clarification as Constantino will go to the line. Western is in the bonus. There is a lot of stoppage in play ensuing in this third quarter, and it's because of these fouls. So miscommunication was, the refs thought that Western should inbound the ball, but because they're in the bonus, Constantino gets to go to the line for free throws. She misses the first one and misses the second one as well. 26 seconds to go in the third quarter. No good from the Voyagers. Sam Laux. 14 seconds left. In the corner, it's McLeod. McLeod for three. Off. Good rebound by Constantino. She's swarmed by Lady Voyagers. These Voyagers are not allowing Constantino to get any separation. They're making her work on that low post block.
Well, they may be down by 22 points, but they've made it clear they're not going anywhere.
5 seconds to go. Western has the ball. Graham, 2 seconds. Shot up and way off from downtown. They finished the quarter up by 12 points. 59 Western, 37 Laurentian. We will be back for the start of the fourth quarter on Mustangs TV.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns, all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
The Western Mustangs bench has been big in this game. They are getting contributions from just about everyone. Looking down the score sheet, we have Sam Laux has 2 points, Laura Graham has 7, Meredith McLeod has 5. That's just off the bench. And then the starters, Victoria Hine 8, Mackenzie Puklish 10, Caroline Olinsky 11, Julia Curran just 3, and Maddie Horst 13 as Western up 59-37, 22-point lead for them against Laurentian.
as you said, it's nice to see Western getting that contribution off the bench. On most nights, they turn to Mackenzie Pukwich, who is the leading scorer in the OUA. She averages almost 20 points a game. But Western really showing off the depth of their bench.
It's really nice to see these contributions. Brian Chang in past years has been known to really stick with a tight 7-player rotation, but he's expanded that, especially in recent games. And it looks like that's what they're going to go with here today. Here's Sam Laux underneath. Just missed a beautiful baseline layup attempt. Good crowd support from these Western Mustangs parents to come out here and watch this game today. Love the enthusiasm at Alumni Hall. Lady V's from deep. No good from Forrestel. As Maddie Horst advances the ball up the court. Here's Laura Graham. Horst has a go against the Voyagers. Looks for that pass into the key, and it's picked up by Laux. Laux, good shot. Great looking stroke from her. Just rims out. Bounce pass, cut off, and Laura Graham will slow things down for the Western Mustangs. Laura Graham, well, she's familiar with Laurentian. She actually resides in Sudbury, Ontario. As Constantino can't make an easy layup on that possession.
Nice play to get around the player there, but not able to finish.
Good defense applied by the Mustangs. Maddie Horst going to the center of the court. She's going to go all the way to the hoop here, and she'll make the layup. Maddie Horst. That's a good-looking play from the Bodden, Ontario native.
Western 59, your Mustangs.
She can dance her way up the court.
Domino's Pizza is a proud sponsor.
Maddie Horst leading this Western Mustangs attack.
Horst with 15 points so far this game. She averages about 11 points per game, and with 1 quarter to go, she is well ahead of that pace.
And Brian Chang has got to be pleased as the Western Mustangs plan to finish off this 4th quarter looking for their 9th win in a row, and that will give them, with the victory, 12 wins in the season. A 12-3 record would be so nice. Right now, they're tied for 2nd all across the OUA in the standings, as the Ottawa GGs remain in 1st place, 11-2 in the North, and the Western Mustangs, if they can win, they'll be the first. They'll move to 12-3. Ryerson also 11-3, Queens 10-3, and McMaster 10-3. And we mentioned this in last night's broadcast. Western is knocking on that door to be in the CIS top 10 rankings. They have to be.
Well, they're definitely turning some heads with what will be their, looks like their 9th straight win as this game is starting to wind down. But yeah, outside of that top 10 national ranking, but in a couple of weeks that could very well change if they keep playing basketball like this, Dave.
Well, right now Ryerson, McMaster, Ottawa all in the top 10 rankings as the shot clock winds down, and finally Harris can get herself on the score sheet. A 3-pointer for her to bring them to 37. And a travel, too many steps from the Western Mustangs. There is 7 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. 61 Western, 39 Laurentian. It's Henry backing down Sam Laux. She's got a size advantage. 3-pointer on its way and off by the Voyagers, but rebounded by Henry as she falls to the ground. Talking to the Laurentian Voyagers coaches prior to the game, and head coach Jason Hurley said that one thing that the Mustangs, they had to limit the Mustangs, was they had to match them in their physicality. And we've really seen that from Henry, but not really from the rest of the team. Coach Hurley says that the OUA traditional Western Conference, before it was divided into these divisions at the start of last season, is known for a more physical game. Far more physical, and they need to match that in their intensity. They did that with Henry, but the rest of the team hasn't been as physical as they could be. Hurley said if they shot the ball well, they could stay in it, and they shot the ball well at the beginning, but they just weren't getting enough shots off, and they've cooled off ever since, and now they find themselves in a 22-point deficit at Alumni Hall. Shot clock winding down. Laux, she'll shoot a three-pointer. It will trickle off, and the Voyagers will get the ball back. It's Zulich, Henry, over to Harris. Laux, she's got Puklich if she wants, or Puklich right near the rim, backing around. She's got over to Laux. Laux so close, and then she gets her own rebound, and a beautiful drive by her. How about the play of Sam Laux today? That's 4 points for Laux.
Well, we are talking about how this Western team isn't nationally ranked, but they've knocked off a couple of teams this season that are in that top 10 ranking. Late in November, they beat the Ottawa GGs. They're ranked 8th in the nation. A few weeks back, they beat Brock and Mac, also top teams in the OUA. So they're definitely turning some heads.
That's right. It's the Western Mustangs team who lost out in the first round of the playoffs last season and is looking to make it past the first round this year and maybe even a little further.
Well, for the first time in quite a few years, Western sits ahead of Windsor in the West standings. 2 points ahead of Windsor right now that have been CIS contenders for the past few years, but Western maybe starting to catch up a little bit.
Well, it's the first year any team really sits ahead of the Windsor Lancers, the 4-time defending CIS champs, or like the Carleton Ravens of women's basketball. And it seems like they've come back down to earth this year. And the Western Mustangs, as you mentioned, are taking advantage of that. A drive on the floor from Forrestal. She can't get that one to go. Western back in transition. Here's Mackenzie Puklich driving away to the rim. And Puklich, that's about her third miss around the rim today. And you gotta love the tenacity of these women tonight. Rebound by Walensky, falling over and back in the hands of Tinnis. The Voyagers, a three on its way from Forrestal. Forrestal can't convert. Good rebound by the Voyagers. This is a good looking possession from the Lady Bees.
They've gotten a couple of rebounds on this play. They're not giving up on this ball.
And Morrow will go to the line. No, she'll go to the end line for an inbound, as Sasha Samardzija will make her first appearance of the game. The Western Mustangs have often only had one forward on the floor for a lot of this game and the one last night, playing against a smaller Laurentian Voyagers team, and they've done just fine that way. But right now they have two forwards on the floor, Alex Van Heeswick and Sasha Samardzija. And a pass way off from Jamie Muir. Here's Tinnis. Tinnis gets the foul, and she'll go to the line for free throws.
Mustang foul number 5, Jamie Muir.
Muir trying to get back on that play, prevent the layup, but caused the foul. But good defensive effort by Jamie Muir to try and get back.
And the second free throw is good as well. It's currently 63-40 in Western's favor. Just over 4 minutes to play in this one. Caroline Walensky can't make the jump shot. Players all over the floor today. Laurentian hasn't been able to match Western's physicality to a T, but they're still just diving all over the place.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of scoring from Western in this fourth quarter. Entered the quarter with 59 points at 63 right now, but still Coach Chang has to be happy with the spread out offensive effort he's been getting from his team throughout this game. A lot of players on the bench contributing. Maddie Horst having a game as well.
Yeah, Horst has racked up some baskets here tonight at Alumni Hall. And she is playing very well as the Laurentian Voyagers. Danielle Harris finally has got herself a couple of baskets. She's got 5 points now. Maddie Horst, 15 points in the game, 6 of 12 from the field, 2 of 6 from three-point range, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. That's a great stat line for her. And to go along with 3 assists and 2 rebounds. 2:55 to go, 63-43 Western. That one can't fall for the Lady V's. And the game really slowing down right now. There's 2:40 to go. And Alex Van Heeswick finds herself at the free throw line.
Bring him back in for the Mustangs. Van Heeswick for 2.
Guelph leads York 65-50. Laurier ahead of Toronto 58-43. In the out-of-town scoreboard, as Van Heeswick can't make the mark on the second free throw attempt. Queens and Lakehead are also in action right now, and it's a pretty similar story in that one. Queens ahead 66-46 with just under 2.5 minutes to play. And the Voyagers want to play better basketball. They've got to get Danielle Harris going. She's playing good basketball, but not to her liking, as Bruni showing that she's got a bit of a three-point stroke. The Laurentian Voyagers will go from this game to Nipissing next Saturday night. And these players, they're playing with some intensity down low in that key area. And they'll go to St. Catharines the following weekend and Hamilton to take on the Brock Badgers and McMaster Marauders. Those will be tough games, so the Voyagers are going to need all the practice they can get before making a trip to the region of Hamilton.
Good effort by Jamie Muir there on that last play to keep the ball in bounds. Western back with it.
Here's Graham. Walensky dribbling between her legs, staying on the court. It appears that Maddie Horst is done for the game. She'll finish with 15 points. They want the ball handling on from Caroline Walensky. Pass cut off by the Voyagers. It's Tinnis dribbling right through this Western Mustangs team. She's going to go all the way to the hoop. A little bit out of control, so swing the ball back up top for Robinson. Robinson misses the three-pointer. Western regains possession. (63-46) Western, 1 minute and 3 seconds to go in this one. Jamie Muir down low to Constantino. Constantino can't connect that one. She's working on her post game and it's showing, but just couldn't find the mark on that attempt. Both teams exchanging possessions instantaneously in these last few minutes. And a foul will be called against Zulich.
As the clock winds down, Mustangs 63, Voyagers 46. Mustangs, no doubt, in control of this game so far, but the Stangs actually average about 72 points per game, so a little bit below that average, but But one thing that Coach Chang has to be proud with is the very spread out offensive effort. So even though they're probably going to fall about 10 points short of that average, they've received consistent contribution across the board.
And Western will finish off the game in a 2-3 zone defense. Brian Chang getting an opportunity to try some different things out when you have such a good lead, as Jamie Muir brings the ball down but is unaware of her surroundings and she commits a travel. You're right, Katrina, as you mentioned about the Western Mustangs, they consistently get around 70 points per game. They're a little bit down tonight, but if you look over their last five games, they've got right around that mark. 70 against Nipissing, 77 against Laurier, 76 against Waterloo, 68 against McMaster, 66 against Brock. And there's 11 seconds to go. Western will hold on to the ball to finish off this game. They will go to move their record to 12-3. 63-48 is your final score. LaShante Henry finishes with 12 points for Laurentian. Adrian Morrow has 11. And Western Mustangs, it's a spread out effort, but mostly led by Maddie Horse with 15 points. So that will do it for this one from Alumni Hall. The women are riding the hot train all the way to Kingston for their game next weekend against Queens. And that's always a thrilling one. Western Queens, there's nothing like that rivalry anywhere in the OUA. I'm sorry, Katrina. But the Western Mustangs, they will exit this game, and they have a lot to be proud of after a great weekend of basketball. We got the men's game coming up at 8 o'clock. Make sure to tune in for that broadcast.